In 2019, a respected nurse, a father of 3, and a champion for healthcare workers disappeared without a trace. 5 days later, his body was found deep inside a forest. A chilling conspiracy that began with one conversation ended in horror. Ferdinard Ongeri was 40 years old, deputy chairman of the Kenya National Union of Nurses, and head nurse at the Riat dispensary. Patients loved him, nurses trusted him, and at home he was a devoted husband to Prasi, also a nurse and a father of 3. It seemed like everything in his life was perfect, except for one thing: his weight. Those extra kilos made it hard to move quickly during his long, busy days. One day, he mentioned his concern to a friend. That friend introduced him to someone who promised to help, a Ugandan witch doctor, and from that moment on, everything started to unravel. Mawanda Asuman and his assistant Jamiru had crossed into Kenya in 2016 looking for greener pastures. They started in Vihiga County, setting up a small roadside shack. By 2017, they moved to Kisumu. Posters began appearing everywhere, promising to solve love problems, fix businesses, heal families, even cleanse destinies. It was here that Ongeri met them. At first, Ongeri went to see them about his weight. But as he built trust, he began to talk about something else: tensions at work. He felt colleagues were trying to push him out. Mawanda listened carefully, and then he offered a solution. "I can protect you," he said, "spiritually." It sounded reassuring, but there was a catch. It would cost money. Every time Ongeri visited, Mawanda asked for more money. Each ritual came with a new fee. Soon, Ongeri was borrowing from friends, colleagues, and even took a bank loan of 1.5 million shillings. Most of that went straight to the witch doctor. He even bought Mawanda a phone and SIM card so they could talk in secret. As the debts piled up, the collector started showing up at his door. Desperate, he begged Mawanda for help. That's when Mawanda made a dangerous promise. "Give me 200,000 shillings. The spirits will bless you with millions. You will be free from debt forever." Ongeri raised 150,000 and handed it over. But there were no blessings, no millions. Mawanda used the cash to open another so-called clinic. By July 2019, Ongeri realized he had been conned. He demanded his money back. He threatened to go to the police. But Mawanda had other plans. If Ongeri talked, everything would be exposed, so Mawanda decided to silence him forever. He ordered Jamiru to hire a killer. That's when a man named Oti came in. Ironically, Oti had once mugged Jamiru while he was out pasting posters, and now, for 50,000 shillings, he agreed to kill Ongeri. The plan: lure Ongeri into the forest under the pretense of meeting the spirits. That morning, Ongeri attended a union meeting. They left with good news: a promotion deal. Later, he asked a colleague to cover his shift and went home to prepare for a journey. Around 3 p.m., he called a boda rider named Ayubu. Ayubu dropped him at Kiboswa Market. Ongeri told him he'd call later that night for a ride home. Jamiru was waiting. Together they boarded a matatu to Chavakali, then another to Kapsabet. At a petrol station, Oti was waiting. Jamiru introduced him as the doctor who would guide them into the forest to meet the spirits. Jamiru stayed behind, and Ongeri followed Oti into Kimondi Forest. But there were no spirits waiting in that forest, only betrayal. For nearly an hour, Oti tortured Ongeri before killing him. He stripped him of his belongings, including his backpack, power bank, tablet, and walked back to the petrol station. Jamiru paid him the 50,000 shillings and handed over Ongeri's phone, instructing him to destroy it. By nightfall, the two men were on a matatu back to Kisumu. That same night, Mawanda quietly slipped into Uganda. That evening, Ongeri's wife tried to call, but no one answered the phone. The next day, she alerted his family. A missing persons report was filed. Police traced his phone to Kaptumo, near Kapsabet. His family searched everywhere, clinging to hope that Ongeri would be found alive. For 5 long days, there was nothing. On July 29, 2019, a herdsman named Samuel Kamai made a horrifying discovery in Kimondi Forest: the decomposing body of Ferdinard Ongeri, his throat slit, neck broken, bruises all over. The news devastated his family and shocked Kisumu. Nurses protested, demanding justice. It wasn't until September that detectives made a breakthrough. They traced a phone number that had been in frequent contact with Ongeri. It led them to Jamiru. On September 12th, he was arrested. In his house, police found Ongeri's phone and power bank. The next day, Mawanda was arrested in Kitui. Facing overwhelming evidence, Jamiru confessed. He detailed the financial scam, the betrayal, and the murder plot. In exchange for testifying against Mawanda, he was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Mawanda still awaits trial. The hitman, Oti, remains on the run. And that is how the life of a kind, hard-working nurse, a man who dedicated his life to helping others, was destroyed. Betrayal, greed, and a trust placed in the wrong hands. May Ferdinard Ongeri rest in peace. If you found this story important, please like and subscribe. And remember, stay safe and be vigilant in whatever you do. What do you think about this case? Share your thoughts in the comment section below.